Starting with the great name of Allah, who is the most merciful and beneficent. Assalamualikum, my dear listeners. Welcome to Knowledge Syndicate. In today's lecture, we are going to study the formation of words, how compound words are made, how primary words are made, what are primary derivatives, and what are secondary derivatives. So, let us begin our today's lecture, that is the formation of words. So, starting with primary words, words which are not derived or compounded or developed from other words are called primary words. This is a thing that they belong to the original stock of words in the language, they belong to the original dictionary of our language, which is not changed and which is not derived from any other word, or which that cannot be compounded from other words. So those words are called primary words. The second one is compound words. Compound words are those words that are formed by joining two or more simple words. When we join two or more primary words together, we form compound words. For example, we can say that undertake, moonlight. There are so many examples of compound words because there are so many words in our English language that are formed by joining different primary words. The next one is primary derivatives. Now what is primary derivatives? These are words formed by making some change in the body of some simple words. When we made certain change in our primary words, so we form the primary derivatives of our words. For example, we can say that from breach we make the word break, and from bond we made the word bind. So these are the examples of primary derivatives. We will go through them in detail in our in this lecture. So the next one is secondary derivatives. Secondary derivatives formed by an addition to the beginning or end of the simple words or primary words. When we add something to the beginning, some words to the beginning of our primary words, that is called the prefix. That addition is called the prefix. And when we add something at the end, some words at the end of primary words, so that is called the suffix. We will go through them in detail one by one. So starting with compound words. Compound words are for most noun, adjectives and verbs. So there are three types of compound words, that is compound nouns, compound adjectives and compound verbs. So compound noun can be formed by the addition of noun and noun, adjective and noun, verb and noun, gerund and noun, adverb and noun, verb and adverb and verb. So noun and noun, we will take the example of noun and noun as we have these two words, simple words, primary words, moon and light. So we join them together and we form a compound noun. The next one is tea, spoon. The next another is shoemaker. We have certain many examples of these. For example, we can say chessboard, armchair or airman. There are so many examples of these. The next is adjective plus noun. Sweet is our adjective, sweet word is our adjective, and heart is noun. Here noble is adjective and man is noun. Strong is adjective and hold is noun. So we form a compound noun: sweetheart, nobleman, stronghold. We have many more other: blackboard, quicksilver, halfpenny. So there are so many examples of this. The next is verb plus noun. When we add verb and noun together to make compound noun. So here we can see break is our verb and fast is our noun. Then pick is our verb and pocket is our noun. Make and shift. The next is gerund and noun. Here we can see that drawing is gerund and room is noun. Spelling is gerund and book is noun. Writing is gerund and desk is noun. The next is adverb and noun. After and noon, when we add these two, adverb and noun. The next is for, sight. So here for is adverb and sight is noun. The next is overcoat. So here we can add, in this thing we can add the preposition or noun as well. So for example, we can see over is our preposition and coat is our noun. The next is verb plus adverb. We can see draw is our verb and back is adverb, lock is adverb and up is adverb, die and hard. And the last is adverb and verb. So we can see outset, income, and outcome. We have certain other example of this, like we can say outcry, income, upkeep. So these are the examples of compound nouns. Moving towards compound adjectives. So compound adjectives can be formed by adding noun and adjective, adjective and adjective, and adverb and participle. So starting with noun and adjective, we can see that here are few words: blood red, sky blue, heartbroken. So these are the examples of noun and adjective combined together to form compound adjective. The next is adjective and adjective: red hot, dull grey, lukewarm. So these are the examples of adjective and adjective. The next is adverb and participle. So here we can see that everlasting, well deserved, outspoken. So these are the examples of words, different kind of words we join together, different parts of speech to form different compound words. Now moving towards compound verbs. Compound verbs can be formed by adding noun and verb, adjective and verb, and adverb and verb. So when we add noun and verb, we can see here a few words. For example, type, write, earmark, backbite. So these are the examples of noun and verb to form compound verbs. The next is adjective and verb. Here we can see safeguard, fulfill, whitewash. And the last one is adverb plus verb. So here we can see that overthrow, overtake, foretell. So these are the examples of compound verbs. We can see that in most compound words, it is the first word which modifies the meaning of second word. Like in most of the compound words, the first word, rather it is adverb, it is verb, it is adjective, it is noun. It modifies the meaning of the second word. And we can see when two elements of the compounds are only partially blended, a hyphen is put between them. So in most of the, like I have told you earlier, what is hyphen? Hyphen is this dash. So in most of the compound words, we have put hyphen because these two words, that those primary words or those noun, verb or adjective are partially blended, so we put hyphen between them. It is because that the accent of one word falls equally on the both parts of the compound words. Okay? Okay, now primary derivatives. Moving towards primary derivatives. Primary derivatives can be formed by different by joining different words. For like we can form primary derivatives from verbs, from adjectives, from different verbs. Like we will go through them in detail, and I'll tell you that how these primary derivatives are formed. So formation of noun from verbs. So we can form noun from the given verb. Here we can see three examples. That advise is our verb. Advise means suggestion, when we suggest something, so it is an advice. The next is speak and lose. So we can make noun from these verbs. Like advise, this is advice, that it means suggestion. So we can form a noun from this, that is advice. Like when we guide someone, when we give guidance to someone. The next is speak. We can make a noun from speak, speech. Then we have lose, and we can make a noun from it, that is loss. We have certain more examples of this, like when we say live. From live is our verb, and we make a verb life noun from it. Similarly, we have one more example, like when we say break, and it is a verb, and when we say breach, breach is word made from break, and it is a noun itself. The next is formation of nouns from adjective. So we can also form noun from the adjective. We can see dull is our adjective, and we can form dolt from it. So dolt meaning dolt is a we can say dolt is a person, is a stupid person. In our English language, the word dolt means a stupid person. So we can make noun from this given adjective dull. The next is hot. From hot we made heat. The next is proud, and from it we made pride. Next is formation of adjectives from verbs. So we can form certain adjectives from our verbs, like when we say float, float and fleet. The next is life and lie and low. Lie. From lie we made the word low. We can also form adjectives from our nouns, like when we say the noun milk. Milk is a name of a thing, and it has its adjective milch. Milch is when we denote a domestic animal or a cow that gives us milk. the animal or that domestic animal that provides us milk. So we call those animals or those domestic pets as milch. The next is wit, and from wit we made wise. Formation of verbs from nouns. Formation, we can form verbs from the nouns. Like when we say blood, blood is our noun and or its verb form is bleed. Food, feed. The next is belief and believe. So these are the verbs from nouns. We can also form verbs from adjective, like cool and chill, hail and heal. So these are some of the examples of our primary derivatives. There are so many examples of these. We cannot cover all those examples because our English dictionary is a quite wider thing, or is a quite deep thing. So here are some journal examples, and it is I just give those examples to clarify you that what is compound words, what are primary derivatives. Now moving towards secondary derivatives. As I have told you earlier, secondary derivatives is secondary derivatives are formed by the addition to the beginning or end of some simple words or some primary words. So the addition of words at the beginning is called prefix, and the addition of words at the end is called suffix. So starting with English prefixes, we have many prefixes, like we have Latin prefixes as well, we have Greek prefixes as well. So there is no need to go through them, Latin and Greek prefixes, because they are not so much they are not so much important in our English language. But English prefixes are somehow so important, like they made our dictionary themselves. So starting with I will just go through some important prefixes like that are included in our day-to-day language use. So I will just go through them. Starting with A, like it means on or in. When we are denoting something on or in, so we put there a prefix A. For example, there are certain words: abed, abroad, ashore, ajar, asleep. So these are the examples of A prefix. The next is A, like we can use A in a sense of out or from. For example, arise, awake, or alight. The next is B. B is used in a sense when we are saying something by, or sometimes intensive, like when we show some intense thing there, so we use the prefix B. For example, here beside, B times, be smear, or be dope. So these are some Latin words or Greek words. This be dope is or somehow Greek or Latin word. So there is no need to go through it thoroughly. The next is for. For is used when we are saying that something is thoroughly, or when we get to suggest something thoroughly. For example, forbear or forgive. The next one is for. For is used before. For is used in a sense of before. For example, forecast or foretell. The next is gain. Gain is used in a sense of against, when we are showing like in a sense when we showing some words against. So there we use the prefix gain. For example, gainsay. The next is in. In is used in a sense of in, like when we are denoting something in. So income, inland, inlay. The next is miss. Miss is used in a sense of wrong or wrongly, when we show certain wrong things. So there we put the prefix miss. For example, misdeed, mislead, or misjudged. The next is over. Over can be used in a sense of above or beyond. For example, overflow, overcharge. The next is to. To is used in a sense of this, today, tonight, or tomorrow. The next is un. Un is used in a sense of not, like untrue, unkind, unholy. It is used in negative sense. The next un is used to reverse an action. It is used in a sense like when we show a sense that it reverses an action. For example, untie, undo, or unfold. The next is under. Under is used in a sense of beneath or below. Like when we say over, we put over in a sense of above or beyond. So under is used in a sense of beneath and below. For example, undersell, undercharge, undergo, underground. The next is with. With is used in a sense of against or back. For example, withdraw, withhold, or withstand. So this is how secondary derivatives from our prefixes are formed. I just give you certain examples to clarify you this what are prefixes. we can say that there are only two prefixes of English origin that are still applied freely to all new words, that is miss and un. So, or two prefixes miss and un. These two prefixes are old prefixes, and like they are somehow related to very old dictionary, but they are now in our today's language or in our today's dictionary, they are still applied freely, and they are somehow so important and very common prefixes that are used in our English language. Now moving towards suffixes. Suffix can be of noun, of adjective, of verb, or of adverb. So we will go through them one by one. English suffixes of noun. So that made English, like it means that a suffix that made a noun. For example, er, when we put er at the end, so painter, baker, beggar, sailor, or lawyer. Stir, like spinster, punster, or songster. The next is ter, it sounds der, for example, daughter, father. So it is how it is used. The next is dom, so freedom, martyrdom, wisdom. The next is hood, it is used instead of head, like when we are showing some head, godhead, childhood, manhood. The next is lock or ledge, wedlock or knowledge. So ledge is somehow related to lock. The next is nest, darkness, boldness, goodness, sweetness, red, kindred, hated. The next is ship, hardship, friendship, lordship. Then we put th, health, stealth, growth. When we put en, maiden, kitten, chicken, there are so many examples. So these are the suffixes that when we add these to the primary words, so they give us noun. Now when we add some suffixes to our primary words, so that gives us adjective as well. For example, when we add ed, it is in a sense of having. So here we can see that gifted, talented, wretched, learned. When we put en, so it is in the sense of made of, for example, wooden, golden, woolen, earthen. The next is fit. It is in a sense of full of, for example, hopeful, fruitful, or joyful. Then when we put is, so it sounds somewhat like a boorish, reddish, or girlish. When we put jest, like it is used in a sense of free from or without. So here we can see the example: fearless, shameless, hopeless, senseless, and boundless. The next one is ly. So ly is put there when we used a sense like. For example, mainly, godly, sprightly. Then we have some, ward, and why. So go through them, just take the examples, or just look at like in what sense they are used. The next one is of verbs, like when we use suffixes to form verbs. When we put en, so it is in a sense of causative or forming transitive verb. For example, weaken, sweeten, gladden, deaden, or strengthen. When we put se, so it makes a sense to make, cleans, or rinse. The next is er, it is used in a sense of intensive or frequentative. So for example, chatter, glitter, glimmer, fritter, or flutter. So these words I am just stating you these words because it will increase your vocabulary as well, because vocabulary is something so important in our English language. Like when you have a perfect hold on your vocabulary, so only then you are able to get through the language as well, because language is somehow so much related to vocabulary. Vocabulary is the building block of our language, so it will just enhance your vocabulary as well, because we are going through many words. Like in today's lecture, we will going to study like almost 80 to 90 words, or almost 60 to 70 words. So just imagine that you are having 50 or 60 new words today. So this will enhance your vocabulary as well. Now I'm just stating with this topic for the sake of vocabulary. The next is of adverbs, like when we add suffix at the end of primary words to form adverbs. When we put ly, it is a sense of like, and when we say boldly or wisely. The next is long, headlong or sidelong. Then ward or wards, like it is used in a sense of turning to, homeward, backward, upward. The next is way or ways, like straight way, any way, always. The next is wise. Wise is used in the sense of when we are showing some manner or mode, likewise or otherwise. So here we are done with our today's lecture, that is the formation of words. Hope you guys are clear, and if there is any ambiguity, so ask me in comment section. I'll make sure that I will clarify you, and stay tuned for the upcoming lecture that will be of figure of speech. We will go through them in detail in the upcoming lecture, so stay tuned, and like, share, comment, subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.